Most of the time when people talk about drowning in beer, they're speaking figuratively, probably trying to indicate they are or have been insanely drunk. But on October 17, 1814, in the streets of London, 8 people actually drowned to their death in beer. The horrific accident took place in the St. Giles area of London, home to the Horseshoe Brewery. The brewery was known for porter, a popular beer at the time. To meet the demands for their beloved porter, they installed a massive wooden fermentation tank in 1810. It could hold up to 320,000 gallons of beer at a time and stood 22 feet in the air. It was held together by large iron rings, each one weighing 700 pounds. Sounds like a disaster waiting to happen, right? On October 17, 1814, a storehouse clerk noticed that one of the 700-pound rings had slipped off the tank. The clerk told his boss, but apparently it was a common occurrence in the brewery. The employees of the brewery still took note of it and decided it could be repaired later, whenever that was. About an hour after the ring was found off the tank ruptured. Because of the carbonation of the beer, the pressure in the tank was great enough to cause a chain reaction, breaking open every tank of beer in the brewery. A 15-foot wave of beer burst onto the streets of London, more specifically in the St. Giles Rookery area. It was an estimated 320,000 gallons and took the lives of 8 people. The wave of beer crashed into the house of Mary Banfield, collapsing it and killing both her and her daughter. The flood of beer continued its rampage by disrupting a funeral for a 2-year-old boy, killing 5 of his mourning family members. Lastly, the beer killed an employee at a different brewery down the street when it collapsed the entire pub. The Morning Post called the devastation of the beer flood an immense mass of ruins and a most awful and terrific appearance. The flood filled basements in the area, causing residents to climb on furniture to avoid drowning in beer like 8 of their fellow townsmen. The Horseshoe Brewery was taken to court over this horrific incident, but the infamous London beer flood was deemed an act of God, meaning no one was legally responsible. The brewery was still financially responsible for their own repairs, and they ended up having to spend £23,000, the equivalent of $1.25 million today. This tragic event led to the eventual extermination of wooden fermentation tanks being used for brewing beer, and they were replaced with more structurally sound concrete-lined tanks. The London beer flood is just one of many examples demonstrating that industrial accidents can have devastating consequences. But more importantly, it serves as a greater reminder that nothing good ever comes from alcohol.